My name is Prunk, and today is movie night. I am also all alone, unfortunately, today. It's been hard to organize some co-commentators, so this episode's going to be a little different just because of the format that we are playing, and also the fact that I'm alone, and I am sad. But otherwise, it's movie night, so that's really exciting. And for those who haven't seen this format, it is all colors but one movie franchise, which can lead to some pretty fun decks, really fun builds, and getting to play cards that otherwise will be unplayable. For me, I'm going with Blurple slash Steals, aka Elsa and Friends. It's Frozen Night for me. And I'm going to be running through a little bit of a gauntlet for this. We're going to see a couple different movie decks and matches that I have played. And I'm really excited to show it off because this is one of my favorite formats in the game. I actually find this more enjoyable than standard. So let's get on with the deck list. And so with this deck list, I mean, we are playing Olaf as our one drop. I think he was basically the only good like one drop that is capable. We are playing an Elsa and Anna package. The Elsa on 2 is probably your best line, but having the Anna 2 drop, so that way if you have another hero character, which most of these people are heroes, she does quest for 2, so I can go a little fast if I need to. I don't prefer her over the 2 drop, but she's definitely good. And then we got Matthias, and he gives Queen's Award, which all Annas and Elsas are also queens, so it does protect us a little bit as well. He is pretty squishy himself, so he does die to basically any removal, but that is removal that has to be used on him versus on my main queens. Yelena is from the second movie, gives Challenger +2, pretty nice to trade with the Anna, allows her to stay alive and have fight with something. Um, Anna Ramp, she's awesome card. I play her in standard. The other questing support Anna is okay. Definitely worth playing here just to give some body and power to Olaf and our Anna 2 drop. But ideally, I don't need her. I was excited to put Hans from set 1 back into a deck. Does quest for 2, does ping for 1 damage. Pretty relevant a lot of times. And with a format with such limited removal, I got a good amount of removal tools from Steel, and I was going to utilize it. Also, of course, the Spirit of Winter, 4 drop, or I'm sorry, 4 copies. There's no reason to not. She's probably the best 5 drop purple has. I am playing a couple Svens. His attack reduction has actually been pretty relevant, as you'll get to see. Anna with support, really good. Draws a card when you have an Elsa. I have plenty of Elsas in this deck. I did put in 2 of this Anna that does non-targeted exert, just in case I ran into some ward characters. I don't think she's completely necessary, but I didn't know what to expect. It is movie night, so weird characters with ward, I didn't want to lose to just like ward of not being able to remove something, and she's got good stat line. The next Elsa, 4 of the big 7 drop. Quest, if you have an Anna on the field, you can exert and keep them frozen. I am playing 4 copies of Smash that is a snowman that is frozen. Into the Unknown as well as more removal tools. Let the Storm Rage on, more frozen removal tool, and let it go. So my theory behind this was I wanted a deck that would ramp, control, and had removal. And this deck has draw power with it as well. If I can keep my Anna alive, my 6 drop shift for Anna, because you're just gonna need some cards, and she's a great way to do it. I also expected to see a lot of Jafar, which I was pretty right because set champs, everyone wants to flex and play their new Jafar Enchanteds. So I just knew that we'd see a lot of illusion characters. So as long as I had actions that targeted, I was not worried about it. And I I think I made a good meta call playing this deck. Now, my first opponent of the night was Jameson, aka Taters All Day. He has been in some previous videos before, so let's talk about Mulan. Mulan was actually my other choice. I actually brought a different Mulan deck, and our builds were pretty different. I think he had the better Mulan build overall. He definitely utilized the Mushus way better, and the Fa Li. That's that I did. I played with a little bit more of the Li Shang engines and focused a little bit more effort on him so that way I can challenge. He's playing 4 copies, but I played the Shift Li Shang, which I think actually hurts my deck a little bit more because it is, if I am shifting, it's a heavy cost. But for him, Fa Li is easily the Mulan's dad is probably one of the best tech options. Just being able to ready up another Mulan who is already way more powerful, especially when you get the big shift ones. And then is playing support Mulan. He is playing Mushu and Shang Li. He is playing a little bit of the hero engine as well with Ling in the package, which is smart because they're again all heroes. And then from there, I just feel like it's a make it big Mulan list. Playing the Mushus, Cricky, everything. I really like the list because it is pretty flexible. It does have removal. The only downside I really have is you don't have any draw power with the Mulan engine. My build had medallion weights because it is a powerful draw engine and it's your really only draw that you have for Mulan. That would have been my main suggestion that like I think I would have added to that list. When I asked him about it, he just said it was too slow and I'm like, what do you mean it's too slow? It's your only draw card. So from there, we got to play it off. Let's have some fun. Let's see game one. All right. So as we are shuffling up, we are looking in for a mulligan. We are getting to see some hands with the Mulan deck as well. It's gonna be kind of hard to self-commentate on everything going on, but we are going to ink a Mulan for a Mulan. Drawing into another Mulan with Mulan's effect to discard that Mulan. From there, we are going to pass. We are going to ink a big Anna Stout-Hearted over for a Olaf and just pass. It is allowing me to trade into that Mulan if it does want to go sideways. And we are going to ink a Strike the Good match for Jameson and bring out the Fa Li. So now, going forward after this turn, he would be able to re-ready, but he is going to pass, not allowing the Olaf to make a trade. We're going to ink the Hans to play Anna to quest for 1 at this point. Not super worried. It seems safe. I don't have an idea of exactly his deck list yet, but I don't feel like anything with Rush comes out on 3 with the Mulan deck. And we are going to ink a Strike the Good match. He's going to draw 2 cards. I'm sorry, he's singing the Strike the Good match. He does draw into a Raging Fire, which is kind of nice. It could be relevant here, but debating what he's discarding, it looks like it's going to be a sword or a folly. Ooh, jeez. Okay, I'm going to get shredded, I feel like. I'm going to make so many, it's like, oh yeah, these names. What, you can't get all the names right? All right, we are going to ink the Stone Dragon, which I wouldn't have done. Just being able to save cards in your hand, I want to keep that card out. Like, yeah, you got a Mulan out on the field, but I don't feel like that's worth it. We are going to smash that Mulan and not allow it to do anything fancy. And then just quest for 2. That smash, though, just being able to clear out is so nice. 3 drop on 3 to clear off anything you need. In this limited format, I love it. That smash card is just MVP, I feel like. He's going to ink a Mushu. So no challenging lore for him. He is going to bring out another Mulan who is able to challenge reckless. I'm sorry, is able to challenge readied characters. And then he is going to just quest with a Fazu. And we start inking up another Hans, unfortunately, but we do get a nice shift, which does allow me to quest for 2 and then give support to the Olaf so that way it's a clean trade. Very nice for us. It is a little bit dangerous because we are on turn 5 and there is a very deadly Mulan shift that I was a little worried about, but I felt like I had to take the risk and I was fortunate enough where he didn't have it in hand. But what I was not expecting was a Strength of the Raging Fire sung, dealing 2 damage, to pay another 1 or 2 damage, and then to get hit with another Strength of the Raging Fire. Burning 3 cards for 1, though, I will gladly take that trade. He does get a lore on the board. And I do lose some field presence, but I do have a pretty strong endgame. Sven coming in. He's going to do the reduction and then trade into it with the Olaf and the Sven. And from here, he's basically in top deck mode. There is, I mean, like a scary Mulan will show up and can get me killed. He's just going to quest for 1. He has another Mulan in case of a shift. But, I mean, I can take this trade easily with the Olaf. And then from there, I'm able to drop a Spirit of Elsa Winter so that way I can make some better trades to make sure that I don't get surprised by a big scary shift. Does drop the Li Shang. And from here, I kind of have field and board control and hand control. I have cards in hand. I'm able to kind of do whatever I need to just keep things at bay. And I'm just going to sing it, let it go. I don't have to worry about too many big threats. Drawing into a light the match or light the something fuse. That's what it's called. And from here, yeah, I keep drawing my board and just keep questing it out and growing from game. And he does drop a Fazoo, and the only real option he has, but that's his last card. We're just going in. We're just gonna bully it and do some damage, and then quest to 19. And at that point, it's what he can't do anything to stop this. This is inevitable. Draws a Mulan, discards into the light the fuse, and then drops another Mulan, but it's too late. Done better is just letting some of those cards breathe. Having to burn 3 removal spells on a 3/6 Anna, I probably would have tried just keeping it a little bit more at bay. I mean, holding those spells I think would have been a little bit better of an option, just because like having to burn 3 cards to remove one. Uh, I I I think at that point when he kind of lost the field control, it was kind of over. That shift 4 he just wasn't prepared for. You have a pretty solid opening hand. Keeping Smash and Olaf in your opening hand is really, really good. We have a curve. So, yeah, Frozen is looking pretty strong. I'm pretty sure Jameson put back like 5. And we're off. We're going to start by inking the Mushu and passing. We are drawing into an Olaf, inking a Sven to play the Olaf. And then back over to Jameson, drawing into another Mushu. I am playing everything at a little bit faster speeds because we're running a gauntlet. You're going to see a lot of different games here with these movie decks. So I am trying to speed this up as quick as I can to kind of get you to the most action. Drawing into the unknown for the Frozen player. And Mulan holding on to the Mushu I think is the best thing we can do. We're going to ink an Olaf and just play another Olaf, questing for the one. And Jameson kind of contemplating, he's like, I want to play this Mushu, but what value is going to get me on turn 4? We're going to have to ink another small Mushu, or medium-sized Mushu. And then to pay 3, play the third drop Mushu. Fazoo is going to quest for 1, and it's a pass. And then from here, we got a couple different options. I definitely don't want that Mushu to survive. It just can be really scary. So we're going to smash it, and then just quest for 2 more. Actually, that was a run into the Fazoo for 2 damage. The 2 Questling Lord didn't really matter too much, which I think is the better play. If you can try and gain field control, then that's going to definitely win you out in a game where you're mostly top decking. So we are going to see Shang Li. He is going to quest for 2, and this is kind of where my Olafs are a little bit more of a liability. But we have some options. We have plenty of removal tools. We are going to ding 2 damage into the Shang Li. Kind of forces him to have to run into one of them and make a trade. If it's going to trade, he's going to die. And we get a little bit of value out of the Olafs. I mean, we've managed to take out some characters. We have a good grip of hand. The Shang Li is likely going to die into Olaf unless he does play his third Mushu, this one with Challenger, and gaining out that 2 lore was a little unexpected. I was over here counting out. I'm like, okay, well, what is he dropping on 5? Probably nothing too scary, but having into another one makes me have to sacrifice my other Olaf, which, you know what? I will take that trade. It does get a squeakier character off the board, and dealing with a character that's going to be able to gain lore and clear out my readied characters, I think it was still worth the trade. Playing the new Anna True Hearted, I actually cut the purple blue Anna and tried this one out instead. I felt like because everybody's a hero engine, it was just a little bit better, a little bit better stat line, and I didn't really need the support as much. But and I think it kind of paid off. He is going to quest for the one with, or I'm sorry, saying the 2 damage on her, meaning that I can't really make a clean trade unless I do something silly like 2 damage, having direct damage, and then inking a Matthias for a small Elsa, and we're going to trade into the Mushu, make sure that he's not gaining any lore or challenger whenever my characters are dealt. So I do have a small Elsa on the field, though, which is really helpful. Li Shang is still a big threat. He's got a good stat line, and then on top of that, having a Mulan on the field is always intimidating because the shift lines are really, really scary. That Li Shang only has evasive on his turn, and then we're going to shift into that Elsa so we can sing, and We have a big Elsa on the field, so even if he does shift the line, it's gonna take some damage to take it out at least, or he possibly die. I think there's 6 health. Dropping another Li Shang onto the field for Jameson, and he's just gonna quest it. Quest for 2. It's kind of a DPS race at the moment, which I'm okay with him trying to do. I got plenty of removal to deal with that. And we're going to start by inking and smashing the Li Shang, and then taking out, start to control the field as best we can. And from here, he's in top deck mode, drawing into the card. This is where I feel like you need your item draws. And now that I have an Anna on the field, I'm going to be able to trigger Elsa's effects to really stall out anything he puts on the field. And I'm also just going to be able to keep questing and gaining lore pretty quick. And this is kind of where I like the 2-drop Anna, because in a top deck mode, if I just have an Elsa on the field, I can really protect her. And just consistently just questing for 2, it just turns this deck a lot more fast. We do have to waste a Sven, but that's fine. We just want field presence. And oh my god, that is a bad grip of cards. 2 of them that can't really do much. And he's just going to draw and pass as I build up my board more and more. Now, the reason he passes is because he sees the Elsa in the field, and he knows that if he drops the Li Shang there, it's going to die anyway. So he does kind of hold it. He's going to pay both, so that way, hey, you have to at least pick which one you want to kill. And I I don't even think I even bother. Like, if I had a shift, it's game over anyway. But yeah, we just smash one of them. We're gonna quest exert the one, get us to A19 again, and that Li Shang can't do anything anyways. And it's Elsa Frozen is way too good. And speaking of way too good, this is Sarah Bell. She is a multiple top 8 set champ, even coming second in a 1K tournament. She is on Atlantis, which was not on my radar whatsoever. I did not expect this to be somebody's movie pick, but here we are. And right off the bat, the main thing again I see is not much draw power into it, so it says to me that this is mostly going to be a top deck war. The deck does have removal, it does have some discard, but I think it's just get Helga out and ping kind of quest. It's not fast enough to really be aggro, so you're really trying banking on strong field presence, giving your characters resist, and just hopefully trying to bounce up their field. If you get Milo out early, the shift line, then it can be extremely dangerous. Otherwise, I feel like it is just mid-range kind of field control, dealing with resist, having the item card that gives characters resist. The Atlantean Crystal is really good for that. And then the old man Jenkins, as I call him, but he's not really Jenkins, and Kita combination, you get a little bit of ramp. Obadiah is the old man Jenkins, giving another character resist. So you have 2 things kind of giving resist, which is nice. They do trade pretty well, especially the smaller Helgas. But overall, I feel like Atlantis as a archetype doesn't give any major synergistic options. It's just a bunch of good individual cards, or somewhat, and I feel like that's about it. The one thing I am a little shocked by is if I'm trying to play some of like the bigger stuff, like I think restoring Atlantis, your characters can't be challenged till the end of the turn. That way you can quest with some of the bigger like questers that you have, because you have the big Milo, and you could go for like the Vincenzo that way. Um, I think playing that could have been okay, especially if you would have played like Aubrey, which says whenever this character quests, ready one of your items. That can also allow you to keep together the um, item, the Atlantean Crystal, so you can keep triggering it when you are top decking. But Atlantis is a great movie. Let's see how good of a deck it really is, especially as it stands up to my Frozen. And right off the bat, we have a pretty strong opening hand. Again, we got a nice curve. So does Atlantis. We are playing with a few proxies, but we are going to try and correct that. Just looking for that 1-2 curve, keeping 3 and putting back everything else. And it looks like Sarah is going to end up going with 6. And from here, it's relatively-ish fixed. I mean, we got the double Olaf again, which is always a bummer considering he's your only 1-drop in the game. So drawing 2 of them at the beginning does allow us actually to ink him early, or even throw him out on the field on turn 2 if we need to. And it looks like Atlantis is going to start by inking the big Vincenzo. Makes sense, it's a 7-drop, you don't need it in your opening hand. And playing Akita on turn 1. Frozen goes, inks the Olaf, plays the Olaf, and oh boy, the glare is getting bad this time of the day. So hopefully it'll fix it up a little bit as we go. We are going to ink a Helga Sinclair for a different Helga, the uninkable one. And when given the option, typically you want to always try and play your uninkables over an inkable version if it's not game detrimental at the moment. Plus, she's a big challenger. She can take out the Olaf too. We are going to play a 2-drop Elsa. We have a pretty solid line. Getting into an Anna next turn would be fantastic. And Atlantis showing off the hand. Nothing too major to really consider at the moment. Yeah, we just ink another Helga, and we shift into the Helga. Now here's the big thing. That only triggers on damaged characters. So she's not much of a threat at the moment because we haven't actually fought anything, but we do get to ramp with the Anna to Elsa package, and Ryan, being the great player that he is checking and reading, making sure that his cards are not in danger at the moment, and he just decided to pass. Sarah does show off the hand. I believe you play the Kita here, possibly the Bodyguard if you really want to start and get some field presence on the board. Um, a Frozen deck, you have to expect that they have ways to exert you coming up pretty soon, so playing the Bodyguard might be the best option to really protect your Helga. So we are going to ink the Kita. And yeah, we're going to play a big beefy boy. Let's get some lore onto the field, put some pressure on, and is going to quest for 4. Which, as a Frozen player here, we have some removal tools to deal with the Helga pretty cleanly. We do have the Smash, but just shifting with the Anna so that way I can help clear out my field. Problem comes into play is Helga then can kill off Anna pretty easily if I keep a character alive. She can just run into the Kita, then quest. Like, it's kind of tricky, and I'm considering just passing until I build up my field next turn so I can deal with everything on the field. Because I do have the Smash on the field, but ultimately I do decide to quest, draw an extra card, see if I have some more options. Anna does get the attack boost. She does take some damage, which means that Helga does get a free kill. Um, but at the same time, I'd rather her kill off the Elsa than the Anna that's going to give me support and draw. And then just running in the damage to the Kita. We're going to ink the Smash. We have some extra removal in our hands too. At this point, I'm trying to remember, did I ink or not? Because I didn't leave anything face up, and I forgot that I ramped. So we're talking it out right now too. I'm like, wait, did I ink? I wanted to like ink something, but I asked, I'm like, wait, I did not ink. I'm like, okay, do you mind if I take that? And so this is why you should always leave your cards face up. If you have inked, it's a good way to do it. If you are comfortable doing inked tokens, which is something I really need to start doing because I'm afraid of double inking in tournament, and it completely by mistake. And so I do decide to ink the card. Uh, but now I have Helga on the field to deal with. I got a Lyle that has Reckless, which giving my Anna the Reckless is a little annoying here. But I do have some outs that I can kind of deal with it. It looks like we got some of it lost, but we do get a Let It Go onto the Lyle, which does allow me to play 3 for a Smash and a Let It Storm Rage on combo to finish off that Helga. Having her hang out at 4 health was a little bit trickier than I wanted to deal with, but we did manage to get it. Now, at this point, she's kind of in a tough spot. Milo 2-drop isn't really going to do anything. You're going to ink the repair, and you're really just kind of hoping for your big shift. We are going to get Old Man Jenkins, and he's going to give resist to the Milo, which does have me slightly worried if, like, okay, if she gets a shift line, then it's going to be a little bit tougher to deal with. But we are going to turn something sideways. We're going to get rid of Old Man Jenkins. We are going to quest for 2, giving support, plus getting a card draw. I love that Elsa, or Anna. She's just so good. We are going to stop him from getting some resist, inking it into the unknown, and playing, I believe, Olaf is what I popped down there. I only had 2 ink. It was either Olaf or Elsa. I couldn't quite tell. We are going to get the Atlantean thing, giving that character resist more and more. Cards like that are always really strong in like sealed and constructed. They might not find a necessarily home in the more standard play, but in these kind of tighter formats where you're a limited card pool, some cards that just say pay 2 to give you blank are just really good because you're always top decking anyways, so you're not really using your hand. You're using your hand to play one character just to do it. We are going to get to a big Elsa shift line. I could kind of bully him if I want. In fact, I'm going to. So we're going to freeze that Milo. He can't ready. I'm going to quest for 2, give the Olaf a little bit of a boost, and draw a card because Elsa's on the field. Olaf, or that's Anna. That's who it was. Okay, Anna, the 1/4 Anna goes in, takes out Milo, even with the resist. It's just not enough. And then to throw some extra insults, we're going to drop Matthias, giving my queens a ward. What are you doing here? Mostly just questing it out, biding your time. This is definitely a game loss. When you are in top deck mode and your opponent is dropping multiple characters every turn, constantly drawing, yeah, you ain't got nothing right now. We need to be prepared or bust, and instead we got this guy. Yeah, I mean, Joshua's Suite is not going to be enough. We're just going to quest it out and go to game 2. And right off the bat, we have a pretty good grip. Milo's as your opening card. We don't get to see anything for too long. Now, the one thing with these videos compared to some of the other ones is because this is in tournament play and we're on a timer, we aren't paying attention as much to the camera. Sarah does a great job of showing off her hand a little bit, but we're playing everything at a little bit of speed, so it's not going to be the big deep dives that we've done for the other videos. Those will return, but we are in, and we're in tournament, so they're nice enough to show off their hand every now and then. I'm actually probably the worst at it. But we're going to start to play our curve. We didn't get a 1-drop. We're going to go to the Elsa. She's got a Helga and a Milo in her opening hand, her opening field. And she's got some pretty strong field control right now. We're going to start off inking the Milo and dropping Lyle, giving Elsa Reckless. Not quite what I want to do with her. She is going to turn her Helga sideways, though, which is something I could trade into. I don't need the lures, but I don't want to necessarily kill off my Elsa yet. By running into that Helga, I would lose my Elsa, and it'd be a bad trade for me. I choose to ink the ramp instead and try and keep my Elsa alive. I think the field presence is a little bit more valuable at the moment. Having a 2/3 body that can hit Lyle, I felt like was a little bit more valuable. We are going to drop the Kita, which means that Atlantis can get some ramp in, which means they could see some bigger characters faster. They do drop a Matthias, and then we are going to play our other Anna, so that way I do get some ramp, so hopefully I can see my characters next turn. I got one left, but I don't have an Olaf, so it just has to pass. And so now we get to see where this Kita. Now, Kita was kind of made popular in some red-blue decks. Let's look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one into the Inkwell Exerted and the other on top of your deck. So it does allow you to kind of fix your hand a little bit more. She's really nice. She's not going to get too much out of it because I am going to make sure that I kill that card, but she has a board established right here. And at this point, yeah, just quest it up, try and establish your board as best you can, which she does do with the Joshua Suite, which kind of throws my Kita plan, but we are going to do the shift line. We are going to quest for 2 with the Anna, draw a card, give support to the Elsa, which means that I can run into Joshua's Suite. Actually, no, yeah, that's 3. Yeah, it's 5 enough. And we're going to have to take out the Josh. We lose our lore, but that's okay. A control deck, so you don't really care about your lore count. You care about the field control. Just get the control down. You have enough ramp. We have interesting little grip. Hold up. We got Crystal, we got Milo +2, and we have Undermine, which is a discard as well. So she's got a good hand to deal with my shift line. We are going to play the Crystal to possibly get somebody to resist, which means that she's going to have to ink the Milo if she wants to play resist, and the Undermine, which is pretty good, I think. And we can just run a bunch of things into my Anna, just because she is a pretty massive threat. Like, she's gonna keep on giving support, so that way I can make trades upwards and drawing extra cards. So you just want to deal with her as quickly as you can. She does decide to ink the Milo, plays the Undermine, which causes me to discard on top of the boost, which is frustrating. Who do we discard here? I think we just discard 8. Yeah, we have 2 Spirit of Winners, so just dropping one of them makes sense. Lyle goes in, so does the other Milo, and yeah, just quest. She's gonna ramp it instead. Okay. And I see, like at this point, I don't know if you need the ramp. I think you just quest, but or even running into that Elsa is considering that we can shift into big ones. I think would have been a lot better of an idea, because it could have kept Kita alive, and you didn't really have any big characters anyways, so it is going to be a little punished as we run in, kill off the Kita. Again, I'm not worried about my own lore right now, so we're just going to take that away. Inking the Anna, playing a 2-drop. That is Anna the Braving the Storm, the quest for 2 with a hero on the field. And this will kind of help me get back in, but we're pretty far off still. We got Old Man Jenkins triggering on the Lyle, giving him resist. And she's in top deck mode. We're just going to keep consistently boost, giving resist. That is completely fine. That means you're not establishing your board that much. And we will shift the line, getting a great top deck with that Anna. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to challenge into anything, but we can definitely quest. And we're going to smash in. We're going to deal a couple little pings of damage. That is totally fine for, I think, 2 damage, is it? Yeah, and then I'm just going to quest for 2, get the draw, get the boost, quest for 1, and start establishing myself onto the field. She is in top deck mode. I have draw power going on. I have support power. I'm not crazy concerned about her running into anything with the Anna at the moment. Now, she does have the Kita. Again, not super threatening right now to me. I'm totally fine with it. She's got a weak stat line, so it's nothing too crazy. At the moment, I think she's just trying to figure out, is there a way to start pinging some damage onto this Anna, because she does know that I'm going to start snowballing, but it doesn't look like it. She just decides to hold. We draw into Matthias, which is great for me to really protect my queens. I'm going to, yep, sing that, take out the Lyle with the extra ping, get to draw an extra card, and then quest for 2, draw an extra card. And let's see what I get into. I'm looking at this. I'm like, we'll pay 2. Play the Matthias, pay 2 for the, or 1 for the Olaf, and holding on. We got a Sven and a Let It Go in hand to deal with any problematic big cards that come out onto the field. Sarah, unfortunately, is not seeing some of her big characters as she drops a 1-drop onto the field. Unfortunately, all I can really do is just give resist to the characters that you feel like are going to be the most beneficial. You're going to activate Kita to try and figure out what you can put in the Inkwell and top deck, but I think that is the best option you can actually do, because at this point, what are you hunting for? I think you're hunting for a 5-drop, but she decides to hold it for at least a turn. She's not in complete danger yet, but it's definitely a little bit more dangerous than she's thinking, I feel like. We're going to sing the Storm, playing another card for 5, play the Sven just to get the character out on the field. It doesn't really do much right now. He's not turning anything sideways. Request for 1 for the Olaf because, well, why not? Like, if you want to turn something sideways to kill an Olaf, I'm totally fine with. I do opt to not quest with Anna. I didn't want to risk anything because I really just wanted to keep her as my draw engine. Giving the sweet, the resist boost, it's what you have to do. You need to turn it sideways because you need to look at your top deck. You need to see what you can do. We do see that there is a Kita and something else I didn't see. We're just going to keep questing, try and build up a field. At this point now, she's kind of walked into the trap of, okay, I got support Anna on the field. I got a good grip of characters here. We got another Sven to drop and give some reduction to our characters. I gotta let it go in my hand. I'm kind of debating, should I hold it for a real threat or just start to bully the field? And I choose to bully the field. We're gonna ink the Joshua Sweet because he does have the resist boost. We're gonna plus the attack boost onto our character. I can't remember what character that was now. It's gonna run into it. We know that is killing Kita, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, it was a Olaf. Okay. And then from there, we've cleared up some of the field. We'll just quest for 2. And I believe that is, yeah, quest for one more. And we have Sven run into the character. And from here, you're feeling pretty confident. I'm just going to throw off this other Olaf onto the field. We do have 1 extra 2 damage spell that will let me draw later on, but I got full field control right now. And we do drop Big Kita onto the field. Reduction of everybody's attack power, which is totally fine. I think at this point with my field, I'm just drawing into it. I do draw into the stout-hearted, true-hearted, whatever, the warrior Anna as well that can just plop onto the field. But we quest it out for 13, get a draw, but I have to decide on how I want to support. I'm going to support the Elsa. And then I was debating because if I drew into another Elsa, I'm pretty sure I had game. But we are questing it out. This brings us up to 19, and we're pretty safe. Yeah, seeing the Kita, it basically just told me, okay, well, I just might as well quest because I can't make the trades. I don't have to do anything super smart. Just go at it. And dropping a Helga, unfortunately, that makes it GG. You basically had to have Milo and a way to kill himself to bounce my entire field back to the hand in order to kind of stand up to it. So Atlantis, great movie. Uh, Deck-wise, I don't think it pulls off by itself yet. All right, the next person on the list, we have Walker, who is playing Aladdin's Illusions for our movie night. So this one's kind of interesting. It's kind of a blend of play every Aladdin and the Illusion characters kind of in Smash in one deck. I think not playing a whole new world with an Aladdin deck is a huge miss, like thing. Um, you do have a good amount of draw power in here. You do have some genies. You have scarabs for recursion. So like there is a good amount of stuff that you can draw into, so where you might not necessarily need it. But at the same time, I I feel like you just have to play a whole new world. He is not playing the Return Illusionist either. Like so, it's a definitely heavily focused on the Aladdin engine with the Illusion engine kind of as a side kit. So like I feel like you're playing two different games here. It is getting him up to the final table, though, so he's done pretty well with this deck list already. And let's take a look and see how well it stands up against the might of Frozen. Walker making his debut against the mighty Prunk. We have Aladdin versus Frozen. And with the illusion build, I think all you're looking for is a solid curve. It does look like we have a decent line right here. We're going to put two back, but I'm pretty happy with that opening hand for the most part. And drawing into small Elsas is totally fine. We are going to put back five with the Aladdin. And so drawing into it, we see some palace guards. Nothing too bad that I could notice. I think I saw Raja there. And again, I think you really just want a solid curve. You want a 1-2-3 play. The best advice, whether you're playing sealed, constructed, or whatever I can tell you, is just really you want a hard mulligan for a 1-2. And if you have a 3 on top of that, it's even better. If you want to do a 1-2-3, your first 3 turns of Lorcana, I stand, are probably the most important. Oh no! I mean, we got the head bob as oh shoot. We are going to ink Aladdin for a guard, Palace guard, the 1/4 guy, and we are going to draw into a. We're going to ink the Elsa, play the Olaf. Uh, we drew into Big Elsa, which is completely fine. I probably won't get to play her for a little while. Hopefully, I can play her on curve on 4. Inking another Palace guard for a Raja. Raja is like Smee, Snake, like it's such a strong card. We are going to draw into the Anna Stout-Hearted, Ink-Hearted, Brave-Hearted, whatever hearted she is. Dropping the Elsa. We got our curve online. We're just going to pass. Let him build it up. Remember, it's not worth really questing and losing characters. Like, if you are playing a control deck, then let them do their thing. And if they don't have much interrupt, which I know Aladdin doesn't really have off bat, then just feel free to pass and gain control later on. He is going to play a 1 jump, which is going to set him up pretty hard. He's just going to quest for 2. I have removal in my deck. I have pings. I'm not crazy worried about it. I don't even know if I really want to waste it on these guys at the moment. We're going to ink a big Anna again, or medium-sized Anna, I should say. And play the 2. Yeah, we'll just play the 2 Anna, I think, at the moment, just to establish my field. We do have some stuff I need to see him turn some stuff sideways, but I actually don't really want to give him the ramp. Into the Unknown is a tough card to play around with. You have to kind of weigh out the option of like, okay, if I put this into their Inkwell this turn, that means they can play a 6-drop next turn. Or where am I prepared to deal with a 6-drop? I don't know. So he is going to quest up, and remember that the only thing that matters in Lorcana is that 20th lore. That is how you win the game. But dropping this Jafar here, I am a little nervous. I don't like this Jafar. I got to deal with it. Is the Jafar that when you quest, you can discard a, you draw one and discard a illusion if it's, or sorry, if you discard a card, if it's an illusion, then you uh, then you get your stuff. Then you get to summon it for free. Unfortunately, he's looking like he might possibly get a trigger here. So we're going to try and take care of some Rajas. We did manage to shift onto the Anna, so that way I can give support, get some draw, and I'm kind of debating. I think I'm just going to keep that Elsa in play. And seeing my hand, having an Elsa shift line is smart. We do have Let the Storm Rage on, so when he does get a illusion character on the field, it'll die instantly. You don't have to worry about like a Peter Pan in this build because of obvious reason. Aladdin is not part of Peter Pan. But we do have a magic carpet, which does kind of surprise me a little bit, and we are going to drop some more and get some ramp. He has one card in hand. He's kind of burned up his hand quite a bit, and he does play the Treasure Guardian, which because he has an illusion on the field, he gets to draw a card. And I'm okay with this. I draw into a Hans, and I have options. We're going to quest for the 2. We're going to draw an additional card right off the bat. Um, Getting to see another Anna is nice, but I think I have to ink her, or I'm debating between her and the Hans, and unfortunately hitting the Hans. And pay 4, or I'm sorry, pay 3 for the Storm, or Into the Unknown, put that Jafar into the Inkwell. You were ramping so much, I figured I'd help you. We'll pay 2 for Matthias, and it was clean removal. Like, could have been a little bit better here, but we did get rid of one of the more problematic cards. We still have some removal to deal with the illusions. They're not too strong enough where my Anna is in danger. So yeah, he's just dropping his hand. He is dropping the new Aladdin, which now right off the bat, that Aladdin does give +2 attack to every character. He's basically Cricky with Aladdin's body, and it's such a good card. But unfortunately, that does put her in danger where I was not expecting it. Having to throw in a few characters to take out my Anna feels a little bad, but we can get this. We can recover from here. And from here, I think you draw into turn. Seeing the Spirit of Winter is nice, but not completely necessary. I think you just go for the shift line and hopefully play into some of those songs. I'm trying to remember exactly what I do. Do I hold it? No, I do play for the big one. And we're going to ink. And what are we sitting at? We're going to quest sing. Yeah, we're singing that. Kill off the illusion character while I can. Get an extra draw. And then have Matthias go into a trade. And so far, the match is heavily favoring the Aladdin player right now. He's got a good line. He's got a Genie on board, which I don't have too many evasive characters. Seeing another Aladdin to give an attack boost that he may be able to just go in and start trading with some of the people. If he does that on the Genie, that would be great for Frozen. However, I don't think that's what... He's just looking at the stat line. He's like, all right, he's a 5/5. Aladdin can't solo it, so you'd have to run both in. If he does, I'm okay with. That's clearing his field quite a bit. Getting rid of an evasive character that quests for 2 would be massive. So I'm totally on board for that. So he does go in um, just to do the damage. He does not. He's still quested in with the Genie, which is understandable. I'm kind of surprised that he would even bother attacking with the Aladdin, but because he had the temporary attack boost, it makes sense. We are going to play a 6-drop Anna. It's not game over yet. We still have to deal with the big problem, which is the Genie. We are going to quest for 2. I think we freeze the Genie, make it so it can't ready next turn. But we go for the Aladdin instead, so that way I can make the trade with Matthias. And it is ready, set, draw. Drawing into another Jafar, you gotta play it. You're top decking mode. So seeing the Jafar is a little bit of a struggle. He's just like, well, do I just, yeah, quest it up? Just put myself to 17, deal with my board if you can. But little does he know the power of Frozen, turning characters sideways. Let's turn that sideways. We got everybody out here. We're going to give support, get myself +2, get to draw a card, and we have the Elsa take out the Jafar, or I'm sorry, take out the Genie with the support. Almost misplay. And then have the Let It Go sang on that. That does leave Aladdin, and it does keep my Elsa active, but again, top decking into another Genie. This is terrifying. Oh, into Cobra. Wait. Oh, no card into. It plays Genie, plays the Cobra. Which if he. Okay, yeah, we're telling him he can hold it back. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. We can't do anything against the Cobra. We can actually clear the board, but we can't deal with the Cobra, unfortunately. With the Cobra in hand at 19, it's win this turn, which we can't do at 10. too. This time I get to be on the play. So this is where going first can definitely start to matter. Now, it hasn't mattered too much in a lot of my other games, but Aladdin is probably one of the best movie decks that you can get. We do see a bunch of removal, which I don't actually need in my opening hand right off the bat. I don't have to worry about the big illusion characters until like 4-ish. Some of the other ones are pretty easy to deal with. So we draw into a couple copies of Hans, and I didn't see the third one. Yeah, I mean, we are seeing this. Wait, did he put back three? Wait. Oh, he drew his cards and then put them the other ones they went. Okay. He does have a curve I saw. It's the Aladdin line though, so I don't have to worry about his crazy big bodies, but he's still got a curve, which is pretty strong. We're gonna ink the Sven and pass. From here, what do you ink here? I mean, just probably your biggest character. Like, yeah, ink the Treasure Guardian, play a small Aladdin, 1/3 body on the field. We'll ink the Hans to play the Elsa and pass, drawing into an Aladdin shift. That Aladdin line is really strong to deal with bigger characters, and he knows it. So I think he does ink one of them. Kind of keep it a secret as that you have a second one, I guess. But you could just plop it down if you really want. I don't know if that's really worth doing. I probably would keep it as more of a surprise and just quest for one, maybe. And then when you turn the Elsa sideways. But he is going to play the Raja, which is even better. And we draw into our card. We're going to ink the Olaf. Came in a little late. We're going to ramp with the Anna. We have our line perfectly set up. I think we have a shift 4 next turn. I can't quite see my own hand because we're playing tournament. I'm not showing it off as much, so I do apologize. But we are passing after that. We're not risking any danger, especially with the Raja on the field. I don't need him to make an easy trade. We do see a carpet, and we do see him quest for 2. Why not? He has the control. And we do see Big Anna. She has not done as much work as I was really hoping. I think I would have rather kept the support one overall, but I thought I might needed to go a little bit faster. We are going to sing for the strength, so that way we get a free kill out of it, and then we will play Sven to run both of those cards into the Raja, start to hold that control. The power of the ramp on 4 lets us play our 5 drops, and we have a pretty good field right now. He still does have the Aladdin shift, which will allow him to run into his plus like I think he run into Elsa at that point, maybe the Anna if you really want, but you kind of have to make the choice if you really want. I don't think it's the right play, but that is what he does. He is playing 2 and a Scarab. He is going to run in, take out the Anna, take some damage. It does save him from have to worry about the questing a little bit. It's 2 less lore. We finally get to make Hans's debut and run the Aladdin in with Sven to quest for 1 with the Elsa. And from here, he is running out of juice. I think you need to play that genie because you need to get it to trigger. So that genie does let you quest for 1, but then you can shuffle him into the deck to draw 3 whole cards. I know right off the bat I need to make sure that I exert that character. I cannot let it survive. We are gonna run 4 whole damage, and then boop. Yeah, run them in. Keep my this is confusing. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, I gave him back a misplay. We got one takesy backsy. Instead of running the Elsa in, I'm doing the finishing it off with the Hans, running in Elsa, running in with the Sven, keeping my Elsa alive, and letting me quest. It's really good to build up a community too. Takesy backsies in card games are so important, and this is why you build friendships around. Because that could have like let me sacrifice my Elsa. I gave him a Cobra. I gave him a free Cobra thing, which I could have probably won on game 1. He gave me back my Elsa where it didn't actually really matter. So this is nice. This is friendship. He does manage to utilize that Scarab a little bit to get his refill his hand as the Cobra. We're gonna just constantly keep dealing with them. We're gonna quest for a lot just to ping in 1 damage for that Cobra. And at this point, I'm telling him like, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to try and deal with my board at this point. We're racing now. What do you have this time around? And his Cobra can keep coming back. Uh, but overall, like you're still trying to make good trades. You have to ink the big Aladdin, unfortunately, because you just lost your other small Aladdin. So you play the carpet. Like, if you would have had one more turn, then the Aladdin would have been more beneficial, just to maybe like ink the carpet and hold. But by the time you actually got it out, it would have been too late because it would have taken 2 more turns after this in order to try and prevent me from doing anything. But I think at this point too, we can kind of start running away. I'm going to quest for 2, get to card, give the support, and we're gonna just banish that carpet. You know what? If you're gonna scarab it next turn, that's totally fine. Let me get it off the field so I can just keep running Y, and we go to 15. And because of that, like he just has an open field. You just play whatever you have, and I just quested out for 15. There's unfortunately nothing you can really do. So that is game 2 for the Frozen. So we have Aladdin and Frozen, 1-1, one final game. Will the great and mighty Prunk choke under pressure, failing to go undefeated at movie night with Frozen? This is the final round of the Gauntlet. We will see. And right off the bat, Frozen does have the line. We do have Anna, we have Elsa, we have the shift line. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. The only thing with the better is if we can open with an Olaf and a couple Inkables, and we'll be pretty set. And this Aladdin line, just so many different characters. A lot of different Aladdins with names. I didn't see the shift to Aladdin, which can be a downside, but it's not necessarily needed. I feel like if you're going first, because you're the one who they're playing cards and not really questing. They're kind of watching and reacting to what you're doing. So we do see the Aladdin. I didn't see Palace Guards, which I say is arguably way better. So, oh, there it is. But we're going to ink the Palace Guard for the Aladdin. Okay. So I think that even with the 2-drop, you probably try and throw out the Palace Guard just because the 1/4 body is pretty relevant, especially because considering you've been seeing how much support this deck has had. Yelena does not get to see anything fancy here. She's been helpful, not really, but she's gonna just plop it down. Don't really take advantage of the effect and draw to and quest for 2. I don't feel like that is the best use out of this Aladdin. I would really just consider like, the Lord hasn't really mattered, but he is just gonna go full aggro. We're gonna drop our Elsa out onto the field, and from here, we're I mean we're, we it's just gonna be reactive. I mean, we still play our line. We still go to 4, and just try and hope that he doesn't get too far ahead. He does manage to play a carpet, which can be a little scary. Still questing for more, and I'm totally fine with it. Again, the only lore that really matters is the last bit. We have plenty of ways to just control the board late game. So him going in, we're just gonna ramp and pass. If he quests again, he's gonna get punished because we have this Anna shift line, so that way we can run the Elsa in, gain some mid card advantage. He's seen it happen a few times at this point. Playing the Raja, kind of frustrated with his hand a little bit with a double 1 jump. Eh, I mean, this is kind of where like you feel like you need some extra draw power because there's just times you're gonna run out of gas. You can utilize Scarab to recur your stuff, but you have to get Scarab out and you have to rely on that one item and you have to rely on getting good, valuable cards. But we are gonna double ramp, and that slowdown is music to my ears. I'm totally fine with that. He is gonna quest for 4, bring him an 8. He's aggroing and ramping at the same time. So we do ink another Anna, and I'm just going to drop the Elsa instead. I thought I had the shift. I didn't, I guess not. But we are going to take out some of the big characters, and I'm totally fine with. And then we are going to sing, put that into the inkwell. We now officially have full field control. He's an 8 lore ahead of us, but that doesn't matter too much. Drawing into the Cobra. Not quite what I want to see. And I can't tell what the other card next to Cobra is. It is the Scarab. Okay. So nothing in the inkwell. I've put in it. I'm sorry. Nothing on in the discard. I've put it all in the inkwell. So yeah, why not? So from here we play keep away. We're gonna shift that Anna line and get some control. We are going to quest for 2, draw the card, and hopefully I'm gonna find. Yeah, I do have a song, and I know you have Scarab on the field, but I'm just gonna play keep away. If you want to keep paying 2 to bring out to Scarab each turn, then yeah, I'm okay with it. And yeah, we just ink this, try and build up a board as best we can. We're going to pass. Draws into it, pays 2 for the Cobra, pays for the Cobra, dumping the Aladdin, gain 2 more, or yeah, gain 2 more lore, brings him to 10, trying to rush as quick as he can, but it's might be too late now. I probably would have recommended just don't jump the Aladdin, because if you top deck into Outlaw and you had that shift line, then it would have been more beneficial than just gaining 2 lore out of nowhere. And we're gonna keep bowling it, and we have the removal. The deck is doing exactly what I theoried that we needed to do. Just seeing the illusions, just ping it with whatever damage I need. He's gonna keep dumping stuff for Cobra. And to me, that is completely fine. That just means that I am able to kind of quest a little bit more freely and do what I need to do. I'm going to be able to quest up to 16, 17, yeah, 18, 19. And yeah, like I'm feeling pretty good. I can just let it go to finally deal with the Cobra problem. I'll hardcast that and say, answer it, buddy. And drawing into the Scarab. He's got a Raja in there. Yeah, so we play the two Raja, let it go into the unknown, MVP, good games. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way that he set this entire thing up so he would have a winning record after his humiliating loss from Aren. But remind you, Aren is a very good player. I'm just the best player for movie format. And so 4-1 record on stream, Mr. Prunk. And you know what? That one is just there to humble me, make sure that I know where I came from, my basic roots. And so yeah, we're gonna just keep on winning. That's the goal. That's what we're gonna do. I know you guys want to cheer me on. So hopefully you enjoyed this content. Hopefully next time we'll have a co-commentator. I always love doing it with the team. Just it's been a hard week to match it all up. So I felt like this was a fun way to kind of show off the movie format night. Get to see one deck run a gauntlet, and honestly, it was just a lot of fun. This format I would love to see like played a little bit more. I am super happy that Tabletop loves to do Wacky Wednesdays, allowing us to play these kind of things. And I think that's some of the best way to enjoy Larcana. Like, if you really love a movie, you want to build a deck around it. We got to see Hercules. We saw a lot of Aladdin. We saw some Lion King. Like, we had Mickey and Friends. We had some DuckTales. Like, there's so many fun decks that you can build solo. Last season, I played 101 Dalmatians, which is horrible and still is. I was considering it this time, but I couldn't pass on Frozen. It's just too fun. And next week we will get to play Mono Colors, which is is fine. I think Steel will dominate pretty hard. I'm doing red just because I felt like it would probably be like the least represented color, and I was curious if I could do big stuff and make it work. Uh, so we'll see how that goes. And if you want to find us and participate in Wacky Wednesdays, we do these after each of our set champs, and you can find us at Tabletop Hobbies and Games out here in Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to see you. We have League Night every Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. We're usually there a little early to play around and hang out and just build up the community. We are all super friendly and fun. So if you would like to join us, please come to check us out. Otherwise, I'll stop talking. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.